On a bright morning in the year 2157, a fluffy puppy named Bobo was getting ready for his favorite activity of the day. His walk with Emma, his loving owner. Emma was a kind-hearted young lady who lived in a sprawling cybernetic city called Neon Haven, where towering holograms and futuristic robots buzzed around like busy bees. Today, Bobo had a little extra bounce in his step. He felt adventurous, maybe a little too adventurous for his own good. As they strolled along the shimmering sidewalk, with neon lights flickering around them, Bobo spotted a peculiar little drone zipping by. It looked like a shiny metal butterfly, darting left and right in the air. Unable to resist the temptation, he bolted after it. "Bobo, no! Come back!" Emma cried out, but the little puppy was already too far gone. He chased the drone down a narrow alley that was lined with heaps of broken circuitry and flickering signs in languages he didn't understand. By the time he stopped, the drone had vanished, and so had Emma. Bobo was lost. The alley opened up into the darker, grittier side of the city. Here, in the slums of Neon Haven, the buildings were a patchwork of rusted metal and glowing advertisements. The air hummed with static, and flickering lights cast strange shadows on the walls. Bobo's tail drooped as he whimpered, looking around for any sign of his owner. He wandered aimlessly for a while, sniffing the air and occasionally barking for Emma, when he stumbled upon a group of rats, cyber rats to be precise. Their fur was patched with metal plates, and one of them even had a mechanical tail that spun like a propeller. They blocked his path, grinning mischievously. Well, what do we have here?" squeaked the leader, a rat with a gleaming red eye. "A lost little doggy in our territory. What's the matter, pup? Can't find your human?" Bobo's ears flattened as he backed away slowly. "I am looking for my Emma," he stammered. "Have you seen her?" The cyber rats burst into laughter. "Emma? Never heard of her," the leader sneered. "But if you're hungry, we might spare some scraps. For a price, of course." Just then, a mechanical hiss filled the air, and a sleek black cat with cybernetic legs leapt down from a nearby rooftop. Her emerald green eyes glowed as she landed gracefully between Bobo and the rats. "Scram, you scrap-eating vermin," she purred with a hint of menace. "Or do you want me to tangle with your circuits?" The cyber rats scattered in a flurry of squeaks, leaving Bobo to stare up at the mysterious cat. The cat circled around Bobo, examining him with curiosity. "You're a long way from the bright lights, little one. What's a fluffy thing like you doing in the slums?" Bobo looked up at her, his eyes wide and sad. "I was walking with Emma, and then I chased a drone, and now I'm lost. Can you help me find her, please?" The cat's stern expression softened. "Well, I'm Nyx. I know these streets better than most. I suppose I could help you, but I hope you can keep up." She began to walk away, flicking her tail in a gesture for Bobo to follow. They weaved through the alleys and narrow streets, dodging the occasional junkbot or stray laser beam. Along the way, they passed a variety of peculiar inhabitants. A cyber parrot perched on a streetlight, squawking cryptic phrases like, "Beware the dogcatcher 9000," and a grumpy old tortoise who had a solar panel on his shell and offered directions in exchange for a good scratch behind the ears. After hours of searching and no sign of Emma, Bobo's paws were starting to ache, and his tummy rumbled with hunger. As they rounded a corner, they came across a dark market, a shady place where everything from illegal droid parts to black market fish oil was traded. The air was filled with the low hum of whispered negotiations and the sizzle of sparking wires. Before Bobo could react, a shadow loomed over him. A massive mechanical bulldog with glowing blue eyes and a spiked collar stood in their path. "Where do you think you're going, furball?" the bulldog growled, his voice deep and metallic. Nyx stepped in front of Bobo, her back arched and fur bristling. "Back off, Bolt," she hissed. "This puppy's under my protection." The bulldog named Bolt let out a menacing laugh. "Ah, isn't that cute? The little kitty's gonna protect her new friend." He lunged forward, his jaws snapping shut just inches from Bobo's tail. In a panic, Bobo darted between the bulldog's legs and zipped through the market, Nyx hot on his heels. They dashed past stalls selling strange gadgets, nearly knocking over a vendor who was displaying a collection of glowing colors. They ran until they reached the edge of the dark market, where a glowing street sign flickered above a shabby little park. Exhausted, Bobo stumbled into the park, where the faint glow of fireflies danced around the rusty playground equipment. Nyx caught up to him, panting. "Are you all right, little one?" she asked, her voice softer than before. Bobo nodded, though his eyes were welling up with tears. "I just want to find Emma," he whimpered. Suddenly, a familiar voice called out from across the park. "Bobo! Bobo, where are you?" Bobo's ears perked up. It was Emma. She was running toward him, her face lit up with a mix of relief and worry. The puppy barked excitedly and bounded toward her, leaping into her arms. Emma hugged him tightly, burying her face in his fur. "I was so worried about you. Don't ever run off like that again," she whispered, tears streaming down her cheeks. Nyx watched from a distance, her expression unreadable. As Emma cradled Bobo, she looked up and noticed the sleek black cat. "Did you help my Bobo find his way?" she asked, a smile of gratitude on her face. Nyx merely shrugged. "Let's just say he got lucky. But maybe keep a better eye on him next time," she replied with a playful flick of her tail. "This city's not as kind as it looks." Bobo wiggled in Emma's arms and barked happily at Nyx. "Thank you, Nyx. I'll never forget you." As the sun began to set over Neon Haven, the puppy and his owner made their way back home, leaving the slums behind. Nyx watched them go, a faint smile on her face, before disappearing into the shadows once more. In the end, Bobo's adventure taught him that the big cybernetic city was full of surprises, both dangerous and kind. And as Emma carried him home, he promised himself he'd never chase another drone. Well, at least not without a better sense of direction.